Suitable for all skin types. Hello, I didn't see you there. Hello, Professor Bisner. Hello, classmates. My name is Johanna, and in today's last and final persuasive speech, I will be discussing the importance of using sunscreen and adding it to your skincare routine. As an acne-prone skin like mine, I have discovered the secrets, and I have been using this holy grail since last year, and it has helped my skin very, very much. Now, to get the speech started, I will be discussing that the sunscreen has a protection for our skin, and also that no matter what your skin type is, it is essential to use a sunscreen. First, let me discuss the protection that a sunscreen has from UV rays coming from Mr. Sun. Did you know that sunscreen is one of the many reasons people feel safe when coming outside because of the harsh UV rays coming from the sun? No, maybe. Well, according to the website health.harvard.edu, damaged skin can cause long-term changes in the structure of the skin. The sun let out rays that can be very, very harmful to humans. Although, according to familydoctor.org, published last September 15, 2020, melanin can protect our skin and also produce vitamin D, but here's the catch. Too much exposure to the UV rays, and if it reaches the inner skin layers, it can cause sunburn, and sometimes these cells can die, it can get damaged, and even develop into cancer. Now, you are probably wondering, what even are UV rays? Now, there are actually three different types. UVA rays are actually the most common form of sun exposure. UVB rays is the less sun of exposure, but it can be a little bit more intense. And the worst of all, UVC. Lucky us, we don't really get affected by it because of the Earth's ozone layer. Thank God. So now that we know the difference between all of the different UV rays, Mr. Sun can also dehydrate our skin, and it can lead to having the skin flaky and dry and prematurely wrinkled. Now, sunburn can also be one of the many reasons why when you go out in the sun you get a sunburn. Now that can be very, very painful and red. Now, we also have actinic keratosis, which is a tiny bump that feels like sandpaper, or it can be a small, scaly patch of the sun-damaged skin that is either pink, red, yellow, or brownish tint. Now, actinic keratosis can only be treated or removed by a doctor. Also, a fact from Bethesda MD titled See Your Cancer Stat Facts Melanoma of the Skin, National Cancer Institute. Melanoma tripled since the 1970s from 7.9 per 100,000 people, and in 1976, 22.6 per 100,000 in 2017. Now, melanoma, according to Halpern MD et al., titled Melanoma Overview Reviewed last May of this year, is a serious form of skin cancer that begins a cell known as melanocytes. When skin is exposed to UV rays from the sun, it can cause skin damage that triggers the melanocytes to produce more melanin, but only the eumelanin pigment attempts to protect the skin, resulting, of course, in an uncontrolled cellular growth. So now, do you know the harsh reality of having UVA rays and not having sunscreen on? Let us now discuss what you need to look for in your products. You need to look for broad spectrum. Now, if you're going out to an occasional exposure of the sun, I suggest using an SPF 15 if you're going for a Target run. But the holy grail is going to be using SPF 30, especially we're in Vegas, So I suggest using that if you're, going for a hike, biking, or like me, I'm always in the drive-thru window because I work at Dunkin' Donuts, so I'm always exposed. Oh, look at my tan. You can't see it, but I have a tan, so it's really bad. But I suggest using SPF 30. Now, let us move on to the different ways that a sunscreen has for us since we are done with the protection that a sunscreen has for us. Let us move on to the different ways that you can use sunscreen based on your skin type. Now, according to the Curology.com, sunscreen is for everyone, even if, especially like me, I'm an acne-prone skin, so I really need to use sunscreen so it can help with my pigmentation, with scarring and stuff like that. So Curology actually suggests using a physical sunscreen because once I use chemical sunscreen, it can irritate my skin and possibly lead to more breakouts. Now, you might be asking, what is different anyways? So physical actually bounces or reflects sunlight away from the sun, and chemical absorbs UV rays so it cannot penetrate the skin, but you have to wait 20 to 30 minutes to have full protection. Now, I personally look for non-comedogenic labeled products, and I also avoid pore clogging products such as coconut oil and isopropyl palmitate. Now, for normal to oily skin, you can use a lightweight gel or a lotion sunscreen. It is nice if you can find a dual moisturizer and a sunscreen with at least an SPF 30. Oily skin can also use or add a powder sunscreen on top of a lightweight gel for double protection. Now, sensitive or dry should be using heavier lotions, cream-based, or moisturizers with SPF. It is very important to stay away from products with alcohol. Actually, just stay away from products with alcohol. It's just so bad. And also, if you have combination skin or in between, you can switch things up depending on the time of the year. Remember, oilier, lightweight, drier, moisturizing. Okay, so now that you know what to put on after moisturizing and doing your skincare routine, let's just now remember that no matter how old you are, it is very, very vital to wear sunscreen. Now, an answer from Lawrence E. Gibson from mayoclinic.org suggests that for 6 months and older babies, it is to use a sunscreen with at least an SPF of 30. Now, parents, make sure to reapply it every 2 hours. Actually, just reapply it every 2 hours, even if you're not 6 months or older, And it is also good if you go to a zinc oxide or titanium dioxide based sunscreen. Now, a website titled 8 Reasons to Wear Sunscreen This Summer, published May 27, 2020, explained that sunscreen decreases the chance of developing cancer. Even when it is raining or cloudy, you should be wearing a sunscreen. It is true that melanoma is the deadliest form, causing 75% of all skin cancer deaths in Iowa. Again, it is never too late to wear sunscreen. According to Kelly April 29, 2020, BlockIslandOrganic.com, titled At What Age Do You Need to Wear Sunscreen? There was a myth before that said if a kid does not wear sunscreen, it is not worth it as an adult. Well, why? Well, because before, experts believe that people get most of their sun exposure before 18 years old. Reality is that by age 40, you only have been exposed to half of the UV rays, and by age 40, only 74%. Now remember, skin is damaged by sun exposure over the course of our human lifetime, but the sooner we start wearing it consistently every day, the better. Now, since I was able to let you know that sunscreen is for everyone in all skin types and that it is never too late, I am now ready to wrap things up for today. In conclusion, I have discussed the importance of the protection that the harsh UV rays have coming from the sun. Damage of the skin can go for a lifetime, and these UV rays can even cause sunburn, dry skin, actinic keratosis, and even worse, skin cancer. Remember to look for a sunscreen that is right for your skin type and that you're comfortably using every day consistently. Wearing sunscreen is never too late. Protect your skin from the harsh rays of the sun and make sure to remember that you are beautiful inside and out, no matter what your skin looks like. I have struggled with loving myself, but I have learned to do that because I was able to find my holy grail, really. Now remember to stay home, stay under the shade, but make sure to say hi to Mr. Sun from time to time. So again, for the last time, my name is Johanna and this has been a fun ride. Now, if you just want to pause, this is a really nice sunscreen. Use sunscreen!